Storing your cars for the winter. I've been doing this now for 29 years with the Corvette here. So I've learned a few things, and I've learned to do a few things I don't want to do. But the main thing is when you're storing it, once you get it into place, I've got it parked fairly close to the wall. So I'm going to store the Corvette. I put both of them on winter storage coverage with my insurance company. RS also against the wall, but maybe not as close. The first thing I do before I store it, though, is fill the tank on both cars. So I go to the gas station, fill it, and then bring it home. Then, of course, I park it, as you can see here. Then I throw it on the battery tender. On the Corvette, I actually use the Deltran battery tender brand, and it's worked great. I've had it now for maybe 10 years or more, I'm not sure. This is a 5 amp, and it works really good. Don't get the ones that are less than 5 amp. If you get the 5 amp, they charge up really quickly. You don't want to waste your time. And when I'm not driving the car much and I just bring it home after driving it, I throw it on the battery tender anyways. It only takes like maybe 2 hours. The battery's really good in the car. And I've changed it more than my fair share of times. Now, coming over to the RS, I just bought this like 2 years ago. It'll be 3 years old in a couple months. So it's December 18th right now, Friday, December 18th. So, and on April 26th, which is more than a few months, will be 3 years old. So I've cared for these cars really well. And I have the CTEK MXS 5.0 on this, also 5 amp. And it works great. I did a video on how to attach the battery, the CTEK to this. You could use the battery tender, same thing. Connecting points are the same place. So, one of the questions might be, parking brake. Do you want to put the parking brake on? I don't put the parking brake on. The reason I don't put the parking brake on is because it could get stuck, basically welded to the brakes. So I was told and read on different forums not to do it. So I haven't done it. It's worked pretty good. Another issue, storing, is rodents, insects. I've not had an issue with them yet or ever. And so I've been storing this for 29 years, the Corvette RS. This is only the second year. I have found a dead mouse in the garage this year, right by the back tire there. So I've gotten rid of it since. Hopefully there's no mice in the cars. I don't know for sure, but I have seen them in the garage before. Let's see, another thing you might be thinking about when you fill the tank, which I mentioned earlier, you want to put like Sta-Bil or Seafoam in it. You can if you want. I don't, but if you want to, you can. So I took the insurance off this year because I have a new car, which is this Volkswagen here. As you can see, I have all my cars are red. So I was using the Corvette actually as my backup car in the winter if something happened to my Ford Focus. It was 10 years old last year, 11 years old now. And it had broken down several times. Now, let's see. Another thing, let's see. Putting the car cover on the car. I don't use the car cover. I did buy a car cover, and I used it for a while before I got the RS. And I never bought one for the RS. I stopped using the car cover, and the reason I stopped using the car cover is I like to see my car. So even though I'm not driving it, I can see it because I store it at my house. I'm not like storing it in a barn or at someone else's house. I'm storing it at my house. If you were storing it at someone else's house, yeah, maybe you want to do it, or some storage place you probably do. So it's going to be dusty, but what the heck, I'm going to wash it anyways before I drive it. Well, I may get the oil changed first, then drive it. But I don't really care. I drive my cars. Not a lot, but I do drive them. And if I really, really need to use them if my main car breaks down, I will take out the Corvette first. If that dies out, I hope it doesn't. I drive the RS. So far, I haven't had to do that. So those are some of the things I think about and think of. So getting back to the rodent insect thing, I read that you could put dryer sheets around the car. I don't know if that works or not. I did do it, by the way. I have done it in the past. I don't know if it works. Now, there's one other thing about something you should think about. is the tires. Will they get a flat spot? And the answer to that is yes. So I've been told put Visqueen on the ground, not really for the tires, but for moisture. I've never really had a problem with that here with this car. And I've stored it here in this garage for about 22 years. I've had the car for 30. I had another garage before at my other house. And flat spots, I'd have gotten them. I haven't gotten them on the RS, but the tires aren't that old. Actually, the tires are about the same age. I got the tires actually maybe newer on the Corvette. Sorry about swinging the camera around. Let's see. So the flat spots, I forgot there was one other thing I was going to cover here. So I can't remember what it was. If I think of it before I stop the camera, I'll remember. But yeah, store your car. Oh, that was the other thing. Don't start the car up and let it run. It's not good for the car. Just leave it. When you're starting it at the beginning of the year, after you've done storing it, take it off the battery tender or the CTEC MXS 5.0, just drive the car. Don't start. It's not good for it to do that. If you go through the owner's manual, and I have read the owner's manual on both cars, Ford specifically says not to let the car idle. Move it back and forth like 25 feet is actually what it said in the owner's manual. I don't know if it was on the RS or a different Ford, but I've owned like 4 Fords so far. So don't do that. I mean, if you want to, you can. Anything you want to do, you can do. But these are some of my ideas. But my main thing is get it on the battery tender and don't put it, don't put the car cover on is what I'm trying to say. And my house is pretty warm, and it's not heated or anything. But I do live in a townhome. And, of course, it's December 28th. I have a home attached to my garage on one side. So here's my neighbor's home, and they got all their Christmas lights up. This isn't me because I don't do that stuff. And then the other side is part of my house. About half of it is the house. So these are some of my ideas on storing the car. If you have any others, put them down in the comment section. I may try it. You never know. So far, so good. 29 years, nothing related to storage that I know of anyways. So hopefully this helps and this works for you. Thank you. Oh, we are not done. So when I said don't put the car cover on, here's the reason why. I think I said it already, but I'm going to say it again. Here I am standing in the doorway. You can probably tell from the sound. Of the garage, I can see my cars. If I want to just look out, hey, I got 2 really cool cars. I can just go look at them whenever I want. 2 in the morning if I want, and usually I'm still up at 2 in the morning. Don't call me, though. So, yeah, here you go. You can see the cars. So, this is the main reason why I don't cover it, so I don't mind cleaning it later. So, this is it for sure this time. Thank you.